have some really, really good news for you today. And it's that God is trying to reach you. Literally, God is trying to reach you right now in your life and get your attention. And I think that some part of you knows it. I think you've been feeling it in the wind. I think you've been having things go on in your life that are causing constant breakthroughs. Now, these breakthroughs can be painful. Certainly, I know they can be. If this video really is meant for you, which I don't believe you'd be seeing it if that wasn't the case, but if this video really is meant for you, then you've probably been facing a lot of your fears lately. Now, on the human level, it might seem like really hard times are happening because of this fear, because of how uncomfortable it is. But understand that God is readying you for your purpose. God has a purpose for you. God has a plan for you. You know it's true. You've always known. Now, we can get very confused and lost in this reality and pulled in different directions. But some part of you has always recognized the spark of God that exists in you. Because you're created by God, and part of that creative force, this light, is within you. But you see, this light, it needs to come out. It needs to shine as brightly as it was placed within you. But you're still afraid, and you're dimming that light. You see, the voice, this power that has been bestowed upon you, that I can't use the power that's been given to you. Nobody else can. I can't walk your path for you. Nobody else can. It's got to be you. God needs you. God is trying to get your attention right now in your life because this voice, this power, this purpose, it needs to speak through you. It needs you to let it come through. You can't hold it back anymore. We are at a time now in the development of our reality and the story and this cosmic dance that we are all a part of, where you must rise up. You cannot lay down any longer. The part of you that just keeps waiting for tomorrow, waiting for the next day, I'll do it then, I'll let go, I'll break through my fears later. You can't. It's now. It's got to be now. And I know that you recognize it. I know that you can feel it. You know that I'm speaking to you right now because I am. You are the entire reason that this video is coming into creation, because your purpose in life is special. And truly, you've got to understand that you are needed right now. So why is it that God struggles to get our attention? Why is it that we need a video like this manifested in the first place? No offense, no shame on anybody here, even myself, who still struggles with fear, by the way. The reason that God even needs a video like this to come into creation is because so many of us are so caught up in this reality of the story of who we are, who we think we're supposed to be, what we think we're supposed to be doing. We're so worried about what other people think about us. We're so worried about our finances. And look, I want to tell you, I'm not above these things. The most recent video I posted, I was very honest with my community here that I've been struggling with fears that have to do with money. Not only was I struggling with that fear, but after posting the video, I was then dealing with all kinds of fear of what other people will think of me because of how much TMI I shared. Too much information in that video. So you see, we're all working through these things. But if you're here and you're listening, that's an important step. And even more so, if you are here and you're listening and you are actually hearing what it is that's being said, then the great transformation is upon you, my friend. This is a very important moment in your life, a crossroads. This is a catalyst for transformation. This is very important. God is trying to reach you. God is trying to get your attention and tell you your purpose in your life, truly. God is trying to do this. God is literally trying to express to you the power that has been given to you. But the fear in us is stopping us from doing what we know is right and true. It's causing us to dim the light within us. It's causing us to hold back the power and the reverberations in our true voice. It causes us to be hesitant. God's inspiration works through you, but then we stop and we hesitate. Maybe I'm not ready yet. But why would God be working through you and giving this this power to you and this presence to you if you weren't ready for it. You need to understand that the fear voice inside of you that keeps telling you that you're not ready, that is exactly what makes you not ready, because you're still listening to that. You're still listening to the lying voice telling you that you're not ready, you're not good enough. Not only this, but we're so caught up again, like I said, in our own story of our lives and what we think we're supposed to be doing, that we're missing it. Because most of us have an idea that might have something to do with our purpose, but we're just barely scratching the surface, and there's so much more that God is trying to give us. Really. Now I want to share something briefly with you. I had this extraordinary dream last night. I'm going to keep most of it to myself, but share with you about 15 seconds of it. God was literally pursuing me in my dream, like a chase pursuit. God was pursuing me, running after me, and I am running away in terror, literally running away. I was like parkouring and like climbing over buildings, just trying to get away from God. I don't know what I was so afraid of in the dream. But finally I get on the other side of this building and God commands to me, I'm only trying to tell you your purpose, Nathan. I'm trying to explain to you the power that I've given you, but you're not listening. And this is literally what I said to God. I literally said, I was like, please just give me one more day. Please. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to hear about the power you've given me. I'm not ready for the purpose that you're bestowing on me in my life. I literally said this to God. Give me one more day to keep living my false story and live in my fear, which literally caused me to be running away from you, God. I mean, it was a profound dream. And mind-blowing thing too, this last thing I'll tell you about it, I literally woke up, the lights in my room turned on their own. There's no logical possibility for this. Nobody else is in there to flip on the light switch. The lights just turn on, boom. So I come out of this and I'm just realizing this, and honestly, it's inspired this video. For as much as I seek God personally in my life, as much as I am praying, and I'm praying to God, God, please make me ready. God, please let your will be done in my life. Help to remove the blockages in me that are keeping me from you. Help to make my relationship with you more right, more pure, more true. Let your will be done through me in my life. As much as I'm doing this, this really caused me to realize how much I'm running from God. Even though I am seeking God, some part of me is also running. Now, I wouldn't be sharing this with you if I didn't think that it was relevant. Because I think whether we consciously realize it or not, some part of us is running from God. Some part of us is running from the truth of who we are. And here's my opinion on why. Because when you face the truth, when God really reaches you, you will die. Now, bear with me here. I'm not saying you're just going to drop dead. Okay, this isn't exactly what I'm saying. We will die to ourselves. When God really reaches you, when the light of Christ really is emerging within you, you will have to die to yourself. That means that your own needs, your own wants, your own desires, other theologies from different religions and different philosophies express this as your ego. You have to have a true ego death. You see, how can we really surrender to God's will if we're still worried about our will and trying to get things for ourselves and make sure everything goes the way that we think it's supposed to go? We have to be willing to die, and I think that's what some part of us is afraid of. Some part of us is afraid that who we are, who we think we are, who we've been believing ourselves to be, is going to be destroyed, demolished in the true presence of God. It will have to be blasted off of you so that you can be who it is that you really are. But I want to tell you something. We're afraid to die. But who we think we are is going to die no matter what. Whether it's at the end of your life, the beginning, or the middle. Blessed are those who die before they die. Blessed are they. Blessed are those who die to themselves before they actually experience physical death. Because if you can truly let go, which takes extraordinary courage and faith, by the way, takes courageous faith. If you can truly let go, then God awakens and works through you and is within you in ways that are indescribable. And I want you to understand something. I'm barely scratching the surface of it. I'm just getting started. But I know that you and I wouldn't be here having this conversation if it wasn't time for us to really understand that we need to stop running. Because God has great things in store for us. God has great works to be done through us in our lives. And the only thing that's blocking them is us. That's it. And it's a sad thing. Because everything that we are looking for is trying to come through already on its own, but we just keep running. So I want to ask you something. God is trying to reach you right now. Are you running because you're too busy telling the story of who you want to be and what you think you're supposed to be doing? Or are you willing to have your idea of yourself completely wiped off the map and be reborn into the Spirit and allow Spirit to work through you and show you this is who you are? Because there is a plan for your life before you were even born. Understand, there is a plan for your life countless generations ago in your family, before you were even a thought in anybody's mind. God knew you before you existed. God knows decisions that I'm going to make 10 years from now. God knows every fluctuation in my timeline, every aspect of my free will. God already knows who I am. God already knows what I'm going to accomplish, and God knows who you are. And if you're here and you're having this conversation and you're receiving it, I want you to understand, then you're on God's team. If you weren't on God's team, you wouldn't be hearing this. God knew that you were going to see this video months ago. God knew this video was going to come into creation before I even had the inspiration of it come through. God knows who you are, so you need to yield to God, because God is trying to give you what you need right now in this moment to break through and rise up in your life and be who it is that you really are. It's extraordinary. Stop running from God. I know what it's like to be afraid. Trust me, I'm not above it myself. But when we are honest and we tell the truth and we work through these things, God readies us very quickly. And understand that the very fact that you are facing your fear means that you are being readied for your purpose. For you would not be feeling this fear, you would not be feeling this doubt if it was not God literally showing you exactly what it is that is holding you back from letting this extraordinary breakthrough take place in your life. Now, so many people in the world are struggling with addictions right now. Addiction to TV, addiction to drugs, addiction to porn, addiction to relationships, addiction to food, addicted to their work. Now, these addictions, I've found, are our human nature's number one way of burying ourselves into something and not recognizing God's presence in our lives. These addictions are our number one way of turning away from God, thinking that we're going to get what we're looking for from a drug, from a show, whatever it is, when really we're going to get everything we're looking for from God. So I wanted to let you know that this upcoming Sunday, I have a free live event. It's free. And anybody out there who's struggling with addiction, please come. I know how hard it is. I let addiction ruin my life for over a decade. I really want you to be here for this, okay? Next Sunday, I'm launching the live event here on YouTube. It's going to be a live stream link. And it's going to go live at 5 o'clock p.m. PST, the same time my normal videos go live. Please be there. If you're not able to be there at that time and you're struggling with addiction, make sure to come back and watch the recording of it. Share it with anybody that you know that's struggling with addiction. Do so compassionately, though. And I look forward to seeing you guys there. Thanks. Much love to you. And, well, see you in the live stream coming up. See you there.